just can't get enough of that, man. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Happy Hour Hangout. And I know you're wondering, what gives? Well, I was driving home from a lunch I had with somebody, and the temperature gauge on my car read outdoor 123 degrees. It is so hot that my air conditioner hasn't shut off for 2 days. I'm not kidding. The central air in the house hasn't shut off for 2 days. I have locked Howley in the room. He is so mad at me right now. He's going to probably jump up in front of the camera about 4 times minimum during this little YouTube cast. LCD-4, everybody. Welcome to the old style. So welcome to Friday. Couldn't make it earlier in the week. Sorry about that, fellas. I had some work. This is my last week of work as a paid employee of a company. So it's kind of like, it's now or never. We better get some work going soon. But coinciding with the absolute hottest week maybe on record in Los Angeles. I mean, it is 123 degrees outside my window. It is so hot. It's, even the air conditioning is just fighting to keep up right now. It's just not built for this climate. So that's what's going on here. I do have a little bit of news we can talk about, which I found really interesting. We'll get to that in a second. The new episode did not drop this week. I am behind on it. I am sorry. I have a lot going on trying to wrap things up with the old job and start to get some interviews and other things generated for where we go next, so that I can, that's Holly, by the way, so that I can, keep the director's garage open. But it is, so I didn't get to finish get as far on the episode this week as I wanted to. It is about half cut, but there's a lot of visuals to come in this one. It's a very heavily visually intense episode. I'll leave it at that. So there's a lot of video cutting to do, and I haven't even gotten to that yet. I just finished the audio pass. So the sound, it's all together, but now I've got to make it pretty and make it viewable. So that'll be out next week. I'm so sorry. I try to go every other week. That's my goal. Every week would be ideal. I just don't have that much time right now. So I'm doing the best I can. They get out to you when they get out to you. I do have the episode after that already in-house. That would be this box right here. That's coming. That is the episode after the next one. So I have 2 episodes ahead planned. And then we're getting into, can you smell it in the air? No, that's not the smoke of the house on fire. That is the smell of CanJam coming to SoCal. And I'm excited about that. We're gonna have CanJam is coming at the end of the month, the 27th and 28th, I think it is. 28th and 29th of September. And I will, unless I'm working, I will be there. That is going to be a big event. I'm hoping to get some extended time there this year, and take some more photos and shoot a little video, and do my little wrap-up show like I normally do every year. That's kind of in the plan. Hopefully, get to see some of you guys in attendance. Hopefully, you guys will. Tap me on the shoulder. You'll see my director's garage t-shirt and say hi. Holly is trying to figure out how to defeat the cat door, which is blocked. He doesn't understand. If he goes out right now, he will come back in crispy. He'll be deep fried Holly just by stepping on the deck. No, you don't get to go outside, Howell. Sorry. It is bananas here this week. Bananas. I can't believe how hot it is. Let's talk about, the other thing that happened today. This is one of my favorite days. Every 6 months I get one of my favorite days, and that's this issue of Stereophile comes out every 6 months, and it's one of the few it's the only magazine I actually get at home, and I've been getting it for free since I started the show. I do mention them occasionally, and I've never asked them to send it to me. They just send it to me. I don't know how they got my email. I mean, I used to have a subscription, but that was like back in the 2000s. But they started sending it. But I love this particular issue. It comes out every 6 months. It's the recommended components issue. And I love this because they rank all of the gear, and you get to look through and see what they've deleted from the list and what's included on the list. And for a nerd like me who doesn't have any money, it's fun to look at. So I'm going to anxiously look through the DAC section, and I want to look through the turntable and the cartridges and all of that, and see what speakers everybody's jamming about, and see which amplifiers are on the list. I just like looking. It's frivolous. I will not buy any of this stuff, but it's just fun to look at. It's the same as when I had that segment we did a couple weeks ago. Maybe we'll do it again today. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But it's the same thing that happens when I go through the classifieds on HeadFi. I just like to look at what people are selling. What are they into? How, it's like, it's cool to see the exchange and see what people are buying and selling. I enjoy doing that. It's just a fun little like escape kind of thing. It's kind of fun. The other news I have, this we'll have to go to the laptop of death for. I got an email today. I don't know how many of you got this email. But it shocked me. It may not seem like a big deal, but it will in context. I got an email today linking me to a new version of the Audeze LCD-4. It's a Paduk wood version. Well, I know you're saying, yo, dude, the LCD-4 has been out for 10 years. It's the fact that they're doing a new wood version of this that makes this interesting, because Audeze has been 100% silent since the Sony buyout, other than some consumer gaming headphones that people are saying good things about. But it's interesting to me that they're actually advancing their higher end stuff now, or at least this is the first new version of one of their high, even though this isn't near the top end. It's not an LCD-5, it's not an LCD-6 or another, Carbon Mark II or something like that. It's interesting to me because it shows that there is at least some rogue element in this Sony corporation and that is still recognizing that Audeze is a high-end headphone maker. And they are now producing a next-gen, at least a modified version of the old headphone. That's not just out of parts that were already in-house. And that, to me, is notable, and it's worth taking note of, because is this, and the question, and I so want to get an Audeze rep on my Hangover Hangout so badly, because I just want to get a gauge for what the company is going through. And I'm sure that, they've got to produce for Sony these gaming headsets. That's why Sony bought the company. We understand that. But are they now to a point where they've produced enough for Sony that they can now do, Holly's threatening to jump up here, or he's going to shut off my computer, which is going to be really tragic because the whole thing will go dark. How you doing, buddy? He jumped up right under the camera lens, looked at me like, what the hell are you doing? And then he jumped down. But are we to a point now in the Audeze story where they've given Sony their first batch of whatever it is they expected, and now they can start paying attention to us customers, the core customers, the guys who made Audeze what it is because we bought so many of their damn headphones. And I'm guilty. I bought an LCD-5, I bought an LCD-4 right from Audeze. And maybe I did it through Audio 46. I don't know. But anyway, they made some money off me. And I went down there to their factory long before, about maybe a year, maybe a little less than a year before the sale. And I walked through there and I was amazed by their company and what they do, and seeing their machining. They have machines there that you know, print the drivers and, you know, like do the traces and the gold and all that. I mean, it was amazing to see this, to see a factory where they actually build this stuff, and they were so into it and they so loved it. You know, they loved the company. They were so into serving us, the high-end, this discerning audiophile. It sounds so lame. But, you know, us folks that are enthusiasts, that really are into this shit. And to see, you know, they interacted. You know, I had a great interaction, and I met the chairman of the company and whatever, and he was excited about my channel a little bit. Not as excited as some of the other ones that are doing, you know, gangbusters. I think I'm close to 6,000. Did I cross 6,000 yet? I had an email the other day from YouTube, but I haven't, you know, guys, I am so busy with, let's see, where's YouTube? Let's see what I got. Where am I at? I know I'm close to 6,000. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have a giveaway this one. Not until I get a job. Get a job. You guys get... Oh, yeah, we did. We crossed 6,000. That's why I got the email from YouTube saying, hey, congratulations, but I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, we crossed 6,000. So we're at 6,005 subscribers. Look at that. The little engine that could. Not. Ever. Never would. But I was down there, you know, and they were excited about the show, and they wanted to help out the show and send me stuff. But, you know, obviously then the buyout happened. All that went to shit. And they haven't done anything other than the consumer models, which I think it's great. And I know people are raving about them and say, you know, oh, the MM series is fantastic. I'm sure it is, but it's not, you know, we tend around here to play in the deeper waters. For better or worse, usually worse. But, you know, we're into the higher end stuff. So it's like the $300, $400 headphones. They're cool, and I check them out when I have them at my avail, but it's not something that I'm like focused on. Or if I'm going to look at $300, $400 headphones, I want to look at like the bleeding edge consumer tech, which is like what's the wireless, the true wireless headphones. Because those are interesting, and it's like that's kind of where the tech is at right now. It's, you know, it's this new, all this Bluetooth tech. Cheers, everybody. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Happy Hour. Glad you made it through the week. Glad we're all together. I'm going to get into the chat in just a second here, but I just want to open up some topics. If you guys have anything to say about Audeze, some thoughts about Audeze, thoughts about CanJam. Are you guys going to CanJam? Are you planning on trying to find me while they're there? Don't shoot me if you find me. Don't come up behind me to strangle me. I know my reviews can be annoying, but, you know, oh, I took so much heat on that True Wireless one. And there's been some comments, too, like some guys just furious with me over that. Oh, look at him. He doesn't know anything. Okay. Oh, happy Friday, all go Birds. Are we talking football, or are we talking, this is David Kirshner, are we talking football or are we talking baseball? My baseball team never got out of spring training this year. Yes. Maybe I need to put these sunglasses back on, because I'm going to confess something, guys. My baseball team is the Chicago White Sox. The worst team fielded in over 100 years. I mean, they're going to have 36 victories for the season. That's what they're on pace for. 36 wins for the whole season. They're going to have 126 losses. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Philadelphia Eagles. I got it. You're an Eagles fan. Okay, I have a lot of friends who are Eagles fans, but I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Chicago dude, you know, so the Bears, I'm excited about the Bears this year. I would get the NFL package, but we're broke. So that's not going to happen. I'll do some illegal downloading of the replays. That's the only way I'm going to get to see NFL shit this season, if it's not live on my TV set, because oh man, yeah, the $500 is not in our budget for a subscription to watch NFL, folks. Yeah. Well, maybe they win the East. I think the Bears and the Lions are going to be neck and neck in the Central, and I love this new quarterback. I think he's exciting. I can't wait to see him play. That's going to be fun. But yeah, Eagles, they always have a, you know, perennially, even when they have a bad team, they have a pretty good team, and they've had a good team for a number of years. So good for them. I salute the Anybody who's a fan of whatever team you are. It's like politics. Just don't take sides, guys. I'll just tell you who my teams are. Okay. Cheeky Fest, hello. Where are you coming from, Cheeky Fest? Give us a location on there. Ace of Spades. We should do that. Where's everybody from? Give me a in the chat. Tell me where you're from. That'd be cool just to see where everybody's from. I know we get some Malaysia, we get some Germany, we get some, you know, like all over the world. It's just kind of fun to see where everybody's coming from. Then some SoCal. A lot of SoCal friends. And no-Cal fans. Okay. Ace of Spades, win the house. Love that. Good to see you here. Donald Pipkin, hey everyone. I am Jay. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I am Jay. Ken Workshop, kind of listening in the background here. Hope everyone's doing great. Gene Fruit, how was that last day of work, director? It was intense. I had a really, I don't think I can talk about it yet, but I had this really intense interview with a fairly famous actor who has had a lot of hardship in his life and went through a lot of drugs and trying times and stuff like that. So that was my last interview. It was like, it's always tricky on those things because it's not just a matter of setting up the cameras and setting up the lights. You're trying to keep the subject of the interview engaged and non-threatened because you want him to open up and talk about these things that were so painful to him. And if you come into his house, come into somebody's house like a thundering herd of bison, you know, like we're going to set up here and you just start throwing your gear down and don't care about his furniture and don't care about him, you set off this adversarial position. So you've got to woo him to your side while you're invading his home with your gear and rearranging all his furniture and making it all look just right. It's part of the gift of the job, or it's part of the challenge of the job, I should say. But so this is the official last day of work, even though they didn't give me anything to do today. But I've turned in my keys and I still have my ID because I may do some work with them down the road, but we don't know what the future's gonna bring yet. They've offered me some days, but I really do need to consider some other options. And those options talks are ongoing. I've got a lot of stuff happening, but nothing is firmed up yet. And believe me, nobody wants to get back to regular working situation than me because I've got an amp I want to buy. And I think you know which one. Okay. Yeah, absurd. I think we're talking about the heat here. That was probably a heat comment. Howdy, gents. Hi, all. Great to see the LCD-4s in rotation. Yeah, they've been in heavy rotation lately. I have such an appreciation for this headphone. This is truly one of the GOATs. Without question, as the music died down. There it is. It is one of the GOATs. This is one of the GOAT headphones. By far. I mean, just no question. It does so much great. I know it's not the fastest headphone on the block anymore, but it delivers holographic bass and beautiful. These are for sale, but I don't even know if I want to sell them anymore. I've been listening to them a lot lately. I fall in and out of love with headphones. And I've been on a big LCD-4 kick lately. I've been doing a lot of listening to this. Match well with tubes. They match well with pretty much anything you pair them with. It's so exciting. Such great stuff. Holly has given up. He's now asleep on that little rug by the door. He's mad because I closed the blinds because it's a lot of brightness coming in, and it also kind of helps with the heat situation. I mean, anything to keep UV out of the house at this point. It's like, it's so hot, guys. It's so hot. I'm dying. We're all dying in SoCal. Howdy, gents. Hipster Cow. Howdy. Cheers. Wayne Hine. Hi, all. How you doing? Ace of Spades. 85 degrees here in SLC. And he spent beautiful afternoon in the mountains at Sundance. So that's Colorado, I'm guessing. Here in, Salt Lake City. Duh. Of course. Sundance, Utah. Got it. Yeah, it's beautiful country over there. And they said that it's the deserts and Utah that is causing our heat wave. They said that what happens is let me see if I get this right. I did do some minor meteorology stuff when I was younger. the temperature drops, creating a high pressure situation. High pressure disperses outward, so it's pushing the air from Utah through the deserts and back into SoCal, and it's keeping the ocean breeze, the ocean current, from coming on shore, which would cool us off and regulate our temperature. That's why we're so hot. This happens every year in September, by the way. It's not, you know, like, oh, global warming or something. It just happens every year in September in LA. Okay, we always have one of these heat waves where it gets like this. Anyway, my meteorology pass. High pressure disperses to low pressure. That's how it works. So we're sitting in low pressure trough, and it's sucking all the air in from the high pressure area, which is over the deserts. So not good. Womp womp. Very hot, guys. I mean, I'm watering everything. I'm trying to keep. I'm a basil gardener. I have a lot of basil out back that I've been raising from little plantlets, and they're huge now. But it's like I've got to water them every day now. It's just so bad on them, so hard. What's up, everybody? Says Mr. Dynamite. Thanks for the show, brother. Always appreciated. Cheers to you, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. CanJam for me, we'll talk about it in a second because I see there's a CanJam mention down below. We'll go to it. 50 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I know. Donald Pipkin says, that is insane. He went to school in Claremont. Doesn't remember it ever getting that hot. Yeah. That's nuts. We're just in a real bad run right now. It's super hot. And it was 121 yesterday, 123 today when I was in the car. Crazy. I mean, nuts. Gene Fruit. If you enjoy electronic ambient, check out John Hopkins' Ritual album. That's a good tip. Anybody out there? How's? Chill out, dude. We're on the air. Donald Pipkin, I will be at CanJam SoCal. Really excited for it. First CanJam. I'll be there on Saturday. I don't know how late I'm going to be able to stay. I usually stay till about 5 and then make my way back. I'll see if I can stay a little extra. I have some friends that want to go to dinner. It's just hard. I have a wife and I love her, and I don't like to leave her stranded for a day, especially when I'm in this situation I'm in right now, which is looking for work. Donald Pipkin will be at CanJam. Well, make sure if you see me, and I'll have on a shirt that's got the logo back there, Director's Garage on it. Just tap me on the shoulder, say, hey, I'm Donald. You guys got to introduce me, though, by your username on the chat here. You guys have strange, you'll go, hey, I'm Joe. I've been talking to you forever on the chat. And I'm like, I don't know who Joe is because I don't have a Joe in the chat. It's like, oh, I'm, whoever. Holly, calm down. Be a good boy. Very good. Cheeky Fest, he's still wearing his 2 T's. Oh, but still wearing 2 T's. Yes, me. It's habit, boys. It's habit. It's cool enough in here. The air conditioner's working, but man, it's a bit of a struggle, I just like having a layer to suck up sweat and not wreck my t-shirts. Sorry. It's just me. I know I'm weird. Ace Spade says he has a new headphone stand on the way. Somebody just released a new headphone stand. Oh, wasn't it Meze? Meze released a new headphone stand. Let's go look at it because I'm bored. Meze. No, not Moeze, Meze. There it is. Store accessories. Here it is. Here's the new stand from Meze. Let's go to it. This is it. It's loading. There it is. Yeah, we'll just allow. Okay. $300. It's called the Manta stand. This just came out this week. Just in time for CanJam. Kind of interesting looking. Very Meze-like though, isn't it? It's got kind of swoopy and fits the style of the headphone. $300. Ouch. For a stand. Guys, go to Etsy. You'll get some really interesting stuff on Etsy. Headphone stands, and dirt cheap, like $50 kind of stuff. Really good stuff. But that's cool, man. You got a new headphone stand. Love to see that. God, we got a lot of chat today. I'm glad you guys are are writing in. That's awesome. He can share pictures next week. He thinks it's a work of art. Would paste a link, but the chat won't go through. Okay. If you guys have stuff you want to show off on this show, you can send photos to directorsgarage@gmail.com, directorsgarage@gmail.com. If you do that, I will put your photos on the air. Photos on the air. Had a viewer write me this week about he was trying to get into a deal for a Caldera closed back or open back, and it got really sketch. This guy wanted all kinds of like PayPal friends and family, making all these demands and stuff, and it got so sketch that he backed out smartly. And but yeah, watch the scams out there, guys. I don't think there's as much scamming going on in the headphone world because a lot of people don't know, the headphone world, and they don't know what's valuable, and they don't know how to, how to work somebody for it. It's much easier to work somebody for an iPhone or an iPod or iPod. Nobody uses an iPad anymore. Or an iPad or a Sony PlayStation or the Microsoft One, Xbox. It's easier to work somebody for that because it's a high desired product. It's a hot product. Everybody's looking for it. And there are people scamming. I got scammed on a moon swatch. I think I talked about this a few weeks back. It's my Breitling nav timer, by the way. Watch check, wrist check. I just on a whim, I wanted the white Snoopy moon swatch, which it's like a $300 watch from Swatch that's made out of basically plastic. It's called ceramic, but it feels like plastic. But it's been cloned. Somebody made a clone of it in China, so I ordered it off of a vendor on eBay, and it arrived to me, and it was the fake. And I knew how to look for it. I knew what design cues it should have and how it should work, and it didn't work like it was supposed to work. It looked like the moon swatch, but it was not. And so I asked for my money back, and he said, "Nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that." And I finally threatened to sue him, and he relented, and he's like, "I'll give you half your money back if you keep it." And I'm like, "Oh, I thought you said it was real," and I was wrong. He was trying to play that game. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. I go, "Really? Because this, and this are wrong, and the real moon swatch does this, and this." Anyway. So he finally he said, "Fine." He said, "I'm sending it back to you on principle, dude. I'm not, I don't care if it costs me money." So there you go. So fun. That's the way it is, though. Just watch out. Just be careful out there. If it's something, I always say, if something sounds too good to be true, it is. If it's the deal of a century, it's a deal for the other person, probably. They're getting something out of this. Nobody wants to give away their stuff for nothing. So there you go. Anyway, headphone stand. Oh, and Ace sent over a link. I don't know if I've got it at my avail. I was just sorry. I was just looking at this Meze thing because you go down. If you check out Meze's page, I won't bother with it now because we're gonna do some other things. But I love how these guys then try to convince you, much like when they tell you, "Sell me this pen." Do you remember that whole thing, the Jordan Belfort thing, talking about selling pens? That they try to convince you why, though, if you go down in the description, they try to convince you why this is the greatest headphone stand of all time. And it's always fun. It's like, yes, okay, but it's a headphone stand. Oh, here you go. This is Ace of Spades' new headphone stand, fellas. Check this out. Can I get it full? Oh, look at that thing. Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Very cool. Fancy schmancy. Nice stuff. Here it is with a headphone on it. Gotta like this stuff. This is really porn. Somebody really did a nice job making this thing. Very cool. Very cool. There you go. That's Ace's new, and he'll send us a photo of his official one, hopefully for next week. Very cool, though. Very cool. So nice. Yes, still wearing the 2 Ts. Let's see what's find out. Cheeky Fist. Yeah, these look cool. Wayne says he'll never sell his Richter Wizard Mark IV loudspeakers. Yeah, I'm kind of that way about my Vandies. I don't know if I'll ever sell them unless I like upgrade or something. I don't know. I don't even have a 2-channel setup at home right now. It's like I just have my Gentle X. That's the only thing I listen to. That's what I listen to. Very cool. Wayne Hine in Washington. Very cool. Love that. Geraldwood. Very cool. I love when we start hearing where people are from in the chat. It's fun. Ken, this is getting back to the LCD story. Does not surprise him. Sony, especially Japan, has made very high-end equipment for decades. Yes, absolutely. Sony's in a renaissance in their brand in a lot of ways. Great TVs, cameras too. Speaking of TVs, Panasonic just released... Panasonic was the maker of the world's best television sets for probably 10 years. I'll give you a history of television sets briefly. In the 2000s, early 2000s, late 1990s through, say, 2010, the company that made the best television sets in the world was Pioneer. They had an Elite Series television set that was a plasma. It was the best television you could buy, all the way up through like 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. And then Panasonic owned the world for a number of years. They were the ones who came out with the best, brightest, most definition LCD screens. It was like or LED screen. Very, very hugely popular, and I had a bunch of them because I had to deal with Panasonic through work. I could get them on a discount, so I was always buying Panasonic TVs when I was doing the house because I got good discounts on them. And then around 2016, 2017, LG took over. Because the OLED started to filter in, and LG's OLED screens are second to none. I've looked at the Toshibas, I've looked at all of them. The LGs, to me, as somebody who's been in the business for 50 years. God, so long, and I'm out of work. Who's been for 45 years probably in the business. That's the best television set you can buy is the OLEDs. And now Panasonic is returning with a new OLED, and people are talking about it. They're saying that this could recapture Panasonic's brand as the best television maker in the world. I'm very interested to see it. I want to see it in person. But right now, if anybody tells me, asks me what should I buy, and I will put an asterisk on that. There are a few brands that make $8,000 OLEDs that are better. But they're so ridiculously overpriced. It's like the Sysvara. Yes, it's out there, and yes, it's better, but it's so far out of people's the ordinary enthusiasts' reach. Nobody's going to buy the thing. And it was I think it was a Fujitan or something like that. Farujda, I don't remember. But there's a brand out there that does make a better screen than LG, but it's so far out of reach, you just can't touch it. And the best thing about LG on top of it is their user interface is the best on the planet. And they and Toshiba really have it figured out. So it's fantastic. It's good stuff. But now Panasonic is coming back. So I'm excited to see if there's going to be a new challenge that's going to push the technology even further. That's what it's all about. It's about getting to the next level. Very cool. Nice chat. Nice chat. Ken always makes me think about something. And we have, oh God, Broska. I would think that the J is silent, so I'm going to say Broska. I love it. So cool. Where are you from? He just wants to say 300B tubes are amazing. They are. I have many of them here. I've got Probably $4,000 in 300B tubes sitting around the garage. Ooh. Hipster Cow says, if you're planning to hop on US Audio Mart today, Sapphire unveiled listed at $6K. Oh, wow. Somebody already... I love Gene. Gene gets the comment of the day, with or without holes. I'm telling you, fellas. I'm telling you, this whole no grill thing is going to come back to bite him in the ass. I have a hard feeling. I've seen some of these ripped drivers out there. I'm like, unless they're warrantying these things, That is awesome, though, man. What a great... That's the comment of the day. I love that one. That's a highlight. Broska says, also, a question for the conversation. Do you think that you can get back to listening to normal headphones after getting some Summify stuff? Absolutely. Oh, yeah, I can do that. And I do that. And it's fun to hear how good some of this normally priced stuff is and how close it is. It really does teach you that diminishing returns is a real thing. Fellas, I got to check the heat check the thermostat. I think the air conditioner went off. It did indeed. Oh, don't do that, because it's getting really hot in here now. And that's probably why Holly's getting all upset. It is 88 degrees in the living room, and my air conditioner has been running for 2 days. That's how hot it is outside right now. Fellas, it is brutal. It is brutal out there. Okay. There you go. Wow. Painful stuff. But I love that comment, by the way, with or without holes. I think that's going to be a thing for a while to come. Michael, have you tried the Audeze Maxwell headphones? No, I have not. And maybe I'll get them at CanJam. Anything in particular you plan to audition at CanJam? Good question, Jermel. Yes, I am definitely going to have my eye out for a Sapphire Unveiled. I want to check that out for sure. I want to sit down with, if I can find it, if it's there, I would like to find the what's the name of that headphone? Oh, there's an amp I want to hear. The Riviera Labs T10, I think it is. I want to hear that one for sure. If the Viva Tubes is there again, I want to check that out more in depth. I want to listen to a little more of that amp. A lot of amps on my, it's been amp season. All year has been amp season more than headphone season. Headphone season for me was like December through March. We had so many new headphones come out, and we had, all that great stuff from ZMF came out, with the Caldera closed. Just texting this director. Live stream. For about 30 more minutes. So that's something that I want to check out. I want to hear, if I can find, the other thing I want to check out is that Ever Solo. That's an intriguing box for me. And I also kind of think I want to spend a little more time with the Hollow stuff, the Hollow May, the Hollow Bliss, all of that stuff. I want to spend a little more time with Hollow stuff. Very excited to do that. And I would like to hear the ZMF, the small amp, and the headphone, Bokeh. I want to hear the Bokeh, and I want to hear the small little amp that he did. I can't remember the name of it offhand. But those are targets for me for sure. The Noble Apollo. I'm hearing so many good things about that headphone. Stay tuned to Director's Garage. I'm hoping to get that in short order. We'll have that one soon, I think. But the Apollo, definitely. Got to check that out. Oof. Eagles are best. Ginger, that must have been about the heat. Eagles are best, especially Hotel California. Love that. Cheers. Good comment. We'll like that one. I can't wait to try the Audio-Technica. Oh! That reminded me of a thing, classic bands, and it just tripped my head of something else. I'll bring it up in a second. IMJ says he can't wait to try the Audio-Technica Narukami amp. And I'd like to try some of those HiFiman amps. That would be kind of fun too. Wants to try the PMG APX SE IEM that's getting rave reviews. A lot of IEMs, man. It's so hard to keep up with IEMs because they evolve so quickly. And the IEMs that were so sought after last year are like forgotten by this year. Isn't that amazing? You know, the unique melody stuff, like now it's like not even a thing. Holly, you're not going outside. It's too cold, buddy. Too warm, I mean, buddy. There you go. He's pawing at the door going, I can't get out. My door's shut. Yeah, you damn right it is. It's 1,000 degrees out there. But good points. You know, there's always new IEMs to hear, stuff that you got to hear. And I'll get into it a little more. And I was like watching that Jude video that he puts out at the beginning, just before the CanJam, with like 1,000 things, you know, to check out at CanJam SoCal. He'll have a big long thing of this. And I'm wondering if Chord's going to have some new gear there, because they're about due to cycle through their entire lineup. You know, like we're due for a Chord Hugo 4. Are we up to 4? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, Chord Hugo 3, I think. We're due for that. Wayne says $500 to watch the NFL. What a ripoff! I know, it's too much money, and we can't swing it. Cheeky Fest in London. Oh, I love this. Poland, Boris, man, that's awesome. Dallas Fort Worth from Ginger Hermit. Bay Area NoCal from Donald Pipkin. David Kirshner's from Reading, Pennsylvania. See how I did that right? Reading Railroad. Love that. Monopoly. Juramel's from San Bernardino, very close to me. No Nonsense. It's even hotter out there, brother. I'm sorry, Juramel, man. You're melting today. No Nonsense is in NC. Very cool. It's an area of the country we're looking at, potentially, if things don't work out. Gene Fruit in Central Illinois. I went to school in Southern Illinois, Gene. Did you know that? I went to Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Fighting Salukis. Go Dogs. I know Central Illinois well, and I have a bunch of family there. Very cool. IMJ says, is there a sign-up available or invite only? What was the question? Oh, for the K and stuff at CanJam? Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. If you can, and if you find me, here's Holly. Hey, buddy. I knew he was going to jump up at some point. How you doing? How you doing, friend? Felinus interruptus. Hey, show him your butthole. There's always an adventure here at the director's garage. There he is. He's mad at me. He wants to go outside so bad, and I'm like, dude, you're just going to wither. IMJ says, hipster, I don't think they've said yet, but we'll see. Oh, if there's something at the show. IMJ's going to show up early. Oh, Gene's going to... Gene is telling IMJ to show up early Sunday morning before the show opens and get to the Audio-Technica booth and see if they'll take you to the suite. Oh, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. It's going to be Saturday for me only, boys. It looks like both of us will have our Emmaus this month. Oh, the Rawl, yeah. Guys, you gotta drop in and let me know how that's going, how that sounds. I'm very, very curious about that. A lot of people talking about that headphone. That'll be another one. I'll put that on the list. If I can get to the Emmaus, I'll try and hear it at CanJam, even though it's the worst environment on the planet to listen to anything on. But I still would like to hear it. October, close enough. Still not sure they'll be better than what I have, but I'll likely keep them either way. They're all, yeah, very good. Adnan, the LCD-4 is indeed the GOAT. Sold the Sapphire, kept the LCD-4. Yeah, there's just something about this headphone, man. It's just got such a classic sound to it. So rich. It's just rich, and there's enough detail there with really good source gear. You don't miss anything. They're just a little heavy. And I love, whoever I bought these from put these super thick pads on them, and I love these pads. They even enhance the bass even more. It's so good. Cheeky Fest says Caldera resin flake, and the stand looks stunning. Yeah. Cheeky Fest, on my live stream on the Patreon show, the Hangover Hangout, Zach was there talking. Zach came on. He was talking about the new resin flakes and all that stuff, and how how he's experimenting with new materials and stuff. Always exciting to do the that Hangover Hangout, because you never know who's going to drop by. And I had nobody planned. This was 2 weeks ago. I had nobody planned for that, and all of a sudden Zach just showed off one of the robots that does all the sanding for him on the cups. And Zach really does still assemble many of the headphones himself. It's really amazing to see that, because you'd think, the owner, he's past that. He's got workers that go and do it. No, he does a lot of the work himself and still loves it. That was his passion and his dream job, and you got to just appreciate anybody who does that for themselves. Finds their dream job and pursues it. Jay says, Gene, you may be right. If it comes before CanJam, Danny said he will just bring it with him for me to pick up there. I really am curious about your thoughts when you get it. Yeah, that Imanis is looking very strong, like a very strong entry for the year. Cheeky Fest did CanJam in London in 23, not 24, because he got the Aria Organics a year ago. Might go next year. Well, there's always new stuff to hear. That's the fun stuff. And what I love is that it brings all of us sort of together under one roof, your fellow enthusiasts. And it's fun just to ask questions. I spend more time asking questions than I do anything else, because I'm curious. I just like to hear people's stories and what they're into. And what they've heard that's good. It's one of the first thing I'll ask you at CanJam if we run into it. What'd you hear that's good? What do I got to hear? they'll give me 5 things, and I'll be like, okay, well, I'll see if I can make it there in my short time. I only get 1 day at CanJam because life, life and rolling pins are a thing, guys. Where are you? Come home. Adnan says, and that dummy who has his full name on YouTube and Headphone. Yes, I don't hide anything. You get my name. It's not too hard to figure out. Gene Fruit says his hour or so at CanJam NYC off multiple amps let him know that the Imanis is right up there with the Shangri-La Senior. The flexibility to run them off tube or solid state is a good compliment on the T2. Very cool. Holly, you're not going out. It's too hot. Yeah, if I open the door, he's going to be back in here in 20 seconds. He's going to go outside and go, holy crap, I'm dying. Don't come back in. So scratch at the door. Be a little bitch. 60-bit 300. No, I'm not sure what that's referring to. Adnan says Indiana for him right now. Oh, he's in Indiana. Very cool. Spent some time in Indiana in my life. I've been all over Indiana for different things. There was a time my show. You guys remember a show called Happy Days in the 70s? It was a 50s TV show sitcom. And it had the Fonz and whatever. Well, one of the actresses on Happy Days was a woman named Erin Moran, and she played Joni. And Joni fell on some hard times, and we wanted to get an interview with her. She passed away several years later, but they sent me to find her in southern Indiana. So I was in Corydon, Indiana, for about a week trying to track down, and I found her, but she didn't want to come on camera. She sent me a note saying, please don't bother me. And I said, well, okay, but we tried. Gave it a shot, boys. I couldn't get Aaron to come on Anand says, oh, it's bad on Reddit, on HeadFi. Many scammers on Reddit. Oh, yeah. I don't do any Reddit stuff. That's the dark. That's like the, what do they call it? The dark web. That's the dark place. It just seems like, you know, the theories and products run thin on Reddit. That's kind of the Wild West. You gotta be really careful out there. Adnan Chiki, did you get Flake Caldera and stand? Those look stunning. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I've seen those. They really are impressive on the website. Donald said he's just received his Modhouse Tungsten and Enlium amp combo yesterday. Really enjoying playing with these. That's good to hear, man, because that Enlium, and they tweaked that amp just for this headphone. They did some juju in the inside of it to make it match better. Very exciting. That's super cool, man. I love that you're enjoying it. That's a good sign. And, you know, Ryan hasn't missed too much so far, so it's pretty exciting to see that another one of his things is going well, or it's a nice pairing. And the Enlium's just a powerhouse little amp, for sure. Cheeky Fest, no, he didn't get them, but he thinks they look great. That's just talking about the ZMFs. He saw them in a recent video from Koji, Convince Me Audio. I don't know who that is. I'm Jay, OC Proper. Love that. I'm Jay. I hope I get to see you at CanJam. We met before, didn't we? At the last one, like 2 years ago, last year maybe. I don't know. Plasma was the thing. Yeah, it was. Panasonic Plasma served him well. Holly's back, settling in just under the lens, just so he can stare at me and go, "Yo, prick, let me out." 60-degree Pioneer Elite Curo. Yeah, I had the Pioneer Elite. I still have it. In fact, fellas, this monitor back here is my Pioneer Elite Plasma from 2005. Still works. Works like a charm. It's a little buzzy, but it still works. It still plays everything. It's great. It's fantastic. Yeah, that's a Pioneer Elite right back there, Plasma. I forgot. It just dawned on me. I'm like, don't I still have that? Because I was using it in the garage to work out, because I was doing Zwift. If you guys know Zwift, it's a bicycling app. But I would put Zwift up on that TV set in the garage, and then we moved to the new place, and I hung it on the wall. I'm using it as my main monitor for the show. So it's probably got a good burn-in of that Director's Garage logo right about now. But I do change it up depending on what I'm doing in this studio, because I do a lot of Zooms out of here too. So I put different things up there. But yeah, it's probably getting close to a burn-in on that Director's Garage Live logo, because that's what we do the most. So funny. But yeah, it still have it. Still works. The evidence. Very cool. Today, Zeos replied to a comment of his where Andrew and Golden were roasting his Zeos collab headphones. Funny dude. Why do they gotta roast him? You know what I mean? Like, I actually like Zeos. I don't like his production sense, because it's the thing on the head drives me. It's like just too vertigo. But I think he's funny. I think he's funny and entertaining, and he gets. I think he and I would probably get along pretty good because we don't take this all that seriously. Maybe he's a little more serious than I am, but I think he's great. And but why would you roast somebody? Somebody went through the trouble of getting a headphone made or branded or done with it. Like, you don't have to roast it. You can just say, this is what I like and this is what I don't like. I don't know. Seems a little petty. Nephilim81 says, Michael, better late than never. Well, cheers, Nephilim. Welcome to the show. Always like that. He sent me pictures with his portable rig along with a few headphone snaps. Happy with the FiO FH7 and Hi-Fi Diablo. Paired with the FT5, this hobby has its clutches in me. I know. I know, man. That's awesome. Okay, well, Nephilim, I don't think I'm going to have time to call that up today, but we'll save it for next week for sure. The bass violence. Love bass violence. That's the LCD-4, boys. So good. Nephilim81, how are you doing, dude? Hope all is well. From Adnan, we're all community here. I've seen the vid but haven't watched it yet. Adnan, very happy his Woo brother. That's right. Getting more listening time in. I've been listening to the Woo more lately too because it's the only real regular amp I've got now and in-house. I'm between amps until I get this work situation figured out. Maxwell is awesome. Best tuning under $1,000, especially wireless. Very good to know. I'd like to hear it. I would like to spend some time with it if it came my way. That'd be cool. Donald Pipkin, lol. Cheeky Fest loves cats. This one's a real winner, man. He's half stray. He's a handsome boy. You're a handsome boy, Howls. His name is Rupert Cheek. You just have to remind me because I remember all your chat names. I don't remember any of your real names. I know Nicholas is Nephilim, but I forget, and I've just called him Nephilim if I met him. Hey, buddy. Yes, you're a good boy. Oh, he's so anxious. He's like, I hate this. He just likes to run. He likes to run. He's a runner. Good man. Good man. Cheeky Fest hasn't been to Indiana, but he's been to Out-Diana. Jay says, Michael, I did introduce myself. Yeah, that's what I thought. I seem to remember that. Yeah. And then now IMJ is in he's in the Patreon, so I get to see him all the time. We do the Hangout together. The thing that's cool about IMJ is he's got a lot of knowledge about the headphone industry, and he's got a lot of knowledge about products. And he's always got something interesting to bring to the table. And when we have a guest, he always asks some of the better questions. They're always sharp and on point. He's a really interesting guy. If you get a chance to meet IMJ at CanJam, say hey. He's a really cool guy. Cheeky Fest, bass violence is ref to the roast of. I'm missing this reference. Oh. I think bass violence, I think of the LCD-4 because it's such thunderous bass. Hipster Cow says, hoping his tungstens show up before CanJam. Well, we got to talk to Mr. Dietz about that. It's been a hot minute since he ordered them. I know, it takes a while. One of my goals, though, Hipster, is I want to get Ryan back. I want to just talk about how he's doing with production and what are the challenges he's facing. I really want that. I love that interaction with him to hear his journey as a manufacturer. Because, he started out as a fan and then he started doing mods and the next thing you know, Mod House, and then he had his own headphones. So very cool. Winding it down, fellas, winding it down. My butt's getting sore. Yes, cool with them. They are good friends. Oh, that's good. Okay, so they're just roasting him over being a thing to do. He should be at CanJam with his favorite cable maker, Skidera, Sebastian. Viking Weave cables from the UK. Well, Viking Weave did... Do I have it? Yeah, right here. This cable. This came with the Mod House. Oh, such a good cable. Very nice. I like the wrap on this because it doesn't get too memory, the memory on the cable isn't that strong, so it's like they unravel to a straight very easily. It doesn't hold its form too much. Really like that. Very well made cables, like Viking. Hipster, congrats on getting the tungsten. Enjoy kinetic energy, voltage orgies. Yeah, you need a lot of power for those. You need a lot of power for those tungstens, for sure. His own Howley ran away 12 days ago. He looked just like your cat, Michael. I'm sorry about that, Gil. The only thing I would tell you is, if you have a bag of treats or something, you can put that out. The other thing the other thing I found is cats that run off, if he's been yours for a while, cats that run off don't go that far. They're usually hanging around close to you, and you just have to lure them out. A lot of times, we had one cat, this beautiful cat of mine that I brought from Chicago. She escaped one day out our front door. And we were paranoid. I mean, we were searching everywhere. It's just a little bitty thing. And it turned out she was under the neighbor's deck watching us the entire time we were looking for her. She was gone for a night. I got her back. But yeah. And Howells has gone away for a night outside. He failed to come in or something. And I thought, well, maybe this is the end for him. But then he shows up. So he's come home. Very smart cat as far as survival skills. He's just constantly tearing up my stuff though, because I got to leave his nails in. He's an indoor-outdoor cat. Amazing. I'm sorry about your cat, man. Yeah, I'm a sucker for an orange cat. I love orange cats. I've had orange cats my whole life. Not my whole life, my whole adult life, I should say. Most of it. Resolve and Golden Sound have teamed up to look at the latest collab from Z Reviews, the Harmonic Eris. Touted as a bass monster, the question they try to answer in the video is it any good? Is it? Yes, I got it. Now I got the joke. It just takes me a minute, guys. I'm slow. Bass violence, the roast of. Got it. Hipster Cow says, thanks, Nephilim. Hopefully he'll get his own. Will power them properly. He will own something that will power them properly. Very good. You got to have some juice for those, man. If ZMF made cats, I don't know that they'd look like Owly, but I love the little guy. He is spunky. He is feisty. He's fun. Fellas, I'm going to start wrapping things up here. We've been on the air an hour, and there's a brush fire now along the 101. Yikes. At the 110 transition, if you're in LA. That's downtown. We just had a big problem with the 110 last year. Big, huge pallet factory went up and roasted the structure under the fire. They had to piece it together. It was brutal. But thank you guys for stopping by. Here's the plan. The plan is next week I'm going to have the review, the full review of the Mass Kobo 465 out, and then after that I'm going to have this box down here opened. We're going to have a good time with that, and I'm excited about both of these videos. There's a lot of cheekiness in the 465. I'm going to, it's a $15,000 product, fellas. And if it doesn't deliver $15,000, I'm going after it. So I had some fun with it. I hope you guys take it for the entertaining bit that it is, but it's just funny. So cheekiness, cheeky fest. Yes, absolutely. So fellas, tip your waiters and waitresses out the door. Thank you for stopping by. Don't drink and drive. Make sure that you thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, do all the things. Thank you guys for stopping by today. I hope you have a great weekend and stay cool, because we're not. It's brutal. Get out of here. Cheers, everybody.
Set the headphones down, cause it's headphone king, cause it's time for happy hour, people. Let's hang out and get wasted at the director's garage. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, it's time to get juiced at the, it's time. Garage. Yeah, time to directorize the garage.